I just went to a real estate networking event, and it goes to show how important being in real estate and really putting yourself out there and showing your face is very important and crucial to your career. And this can be in any endeavor you want to pursue, whether it's social media, whether it's marketing, whether it's being an engineer, whatever the case may be, whatever it is, whatever avenue you're pursuing, make sure you're putting yourself out there. Make sure you're putting yourself in certain environments where you can meet like-minded individuals, people that are better than you, people that can inspire you, because not only does it motivate you, but it also goes to show that you're gonna probably be the youngest person in the room. And a lot of the events that I've gone to, I've always been the youngest person in the room, and it goes to show that the people that you're introducing yourself to, that level of curiosity and that level of tenacity that you really want to go after what it is that you want. Like, a lot of people are willing to invest in you. In the moment that you have only, don't, all it takes is one person to invest in you. And the moment you have that one person invest in you, your life will change for the better. That person may provide you opportunities, circumstances, people, money, opportunity, all to you just because you were able to introduce yourself, have a great first impression. You were able to carry yourself in a high regard, in a high manner, and all that shit can be conveyed in one conversation. And with me, I knew that in the beginning phases, I wasn't great at communicating. And I've mentioned this on previous videos, but it just goes to show when you really focus on your craft, learn how to communicate, you read the books, you practice your speaking, you practice small talk, you practice higher level conversations, deep conversations, deep connection, and you just practice it over and over and over again. That's why I've been able to become so great on camera, and I'm able to articulate a message in a short, concise manner so that you guys can understand it in an easier and simple way. A lot of the time when people are so caught up in their own fears, it's always your fault. Like, a lot of the time people put their own limitations on themselves about what they cannot do, why it's hard for them, and X, Y, and Z. And the reason why it's hard for you is because you tell yourself it's hard for you. There's someone out there in this world that has done or has exactly what it is that you want. So why is there something stopping you from getting that exact same thing? So you really have to ask yourself these questions, like, why am I stuck? What am I doing on a daily basis that is holding me back from what it is that I genuinely desire? And you have to take a mental audit, but also a self-reflection audit of what you're doing, who you're hanging around, and what you're doing in your free time. Because all this shit can be allocated towards making you better. You can start reading books, listening to podcasts, going to certain events, being around certain people, going to certain environments. All these things are a culmination of what makes you who you are and how you convey yourself to the world. And the moment you realize that, you'll start being a lot more intentional with who you talk to, where you're going, what you indulge in, and so on and so forth. Even when I was coming up, I had to get rid of a lot of shit. There were some times where I was undisciplined. I didn't keep my word to myself. I didn't keep the promises I made to myself. And that was a self reflection, and that reflected externally. I wasn't confident in certain situations when I should have been. And from those experiences alone, I wanted to make sure that with any opportunity that I came across, I was well suited for it, no matter what. And that's why it's preparation prevents poor performance. And when you're always sharpening your sword at all time, you're always going to be ready for war, no matter what. Even when even when it's times of peace, times of chaos, always be sharpening that sword, because the moment you stop sharpening the sword, not only is someone's sharp sword going to be sharper, but also too, you have to realize that your sword is going to get more dull. And if you don't realize that, and if you don't catch it sooner than later, then people are going to pass you by, and everything outside of you, everything in your life will start to crumble slowly but surely. And as you have this level of awareness, you're a lot more intentional with what it is that you do on a daily basis. And you tend to not take these days for granted. Obviously, time flies. You look up, you're 20, you're 25, you're 30, you're 35, you're 40. But at the end of the day, you have to cherish each and every day and do whatever it is in your almighty to make sure you capitalize each and every day. Are you asking yourself, what did I do today to make myself better? And it could be super small. Maybe it was, oh, like, I don't really talk to people, but I ended up talking to a store clerk today. All right, today, that's a win. Celebrate it, cherish it. It's stepping out of your comfort zone. And yes, it can be scary. Yes, it can be challenging, but don't focus so much on the now. Focus on who you become in the process. Focus on that version of you that has everything that it is that you desire. Do the things today for your future self, and your future self will appreciate your current self in the current circumstances that you're in right now. I'm telling you, once you start to build the momentum up, it's going to be something that you always want to do, because it's almost like you playing My Career in real life. You're building your attributes, you're maxing out all your stats. You play with game sliders on, because you just know the game, and you invest in yourself so much, and you pour in yourself so much, that you have a high level of self-worthiness. You hold yourself to a higher regard. You feel great about yourself, and all that shit will be a compounding effect. People see that shit on you. I'll literally go to events, and it'll be like, oh, like, I know this guy is on his shit, like, and I don't even have to say a word. And from that standpoint, yeah, I'm truly grateful, I'm truly blessed, but at the same time, I know the work that I put in to get to this point. And for me, it's not really like I'm surprised that I'm here, you know? Like, I know there was a lot of long nights and sacrifices and times of uncertainty and times of doubt, but I just persevered and doubled down. And I have no doubt in myself. I have no fear in myself. I feel like I can really do anything that it is that I want to do and pursue it with no remorse or no hesitation. And I know I'll have it. And when you have this high level of confidence and self-worth, that is a correlation of all the daily inputs that I did. I read, I meditate, I clear my mind, I read my goals every day. I make sure that everything that it is that I want is always in the forefront of my mind, and I have a high level of awareness that if it doesn't align with that, I'm getting rid of it automatically. Let's say if it's like, oh, they're smoking and I don't smoke, I'm not gonna go by them. I'm not gonna indulge in that. I'm not even gonna put myself in a circumstance or situation for me to even indulge in that activity. Or if it's like, oh, all these guys want to do is talk about girls, like, I'm not going to indulge in those conversations, because I know where it's going to go, and that's shit that I just don't want to talk about. Yeah, sure, were there times where I did enjoy talking about women and stuff like that? Yeah, sure, but we're grown now. Like, that shit is some little kid shit. So, you know, I mean, at this point in time, you really have to focus on what it is that is adding value to your life, and getting rid of all the things that are not adding any value to your life. And once you realize that, and once you have an audit of that, everything starts to get more clear, and everything starts to get more peaceful. And that way you can harness your focus on the things that are important. And once you start pouring your focus on those things, they'll start to multiply, multiply, and multiply. I'm telling you, just try it. Let's say you start reading, right? As you continue to start reading, you start having different vocabulary. You start having different lexicon. You start talking in a different way. You start thinking a certain way. You start doing things in a way that you never thought you would, because you're opening different parts and different facets to your brain that you never were tapped into. You know, that's why doing activities for the brain are so important, and really challenging yourself and pushing yourself, because you have to understand, yes, it is hard, but no one's going to push yourself other than you. So you have to realize, like, yeah, it's going to be challenging, but look on the other side of who you become, and what you'll be able to endure and overcome based on the person you've been able to become. You have to think about the long-term goal. If you're not thinking long-term, and you just think about the short-term gratification, the short-term pleasures, it's not going to last, and you won't endure until the end. That's it for today's video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.